Thanks for being here. 6 a.m. on this Thursday. Hope you had a great day, everyone. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Netta Iranpour. And as we start off this morning, let's check in on that forecast. After such a hot day, I couldn't believe it.
Sweating it out.
Even this morning waking up, it was like, oh, it didn't even get cold overnight.
Yeah, I left the windows open. I got no breeze. I was sweating in my bed. What's going on?
We saw 90s over the past weekend. We saw some 90s yesterday. Vista got all the way to 91 degrees yesterday. Wow. Plenty of record breakers. Downtown San Diego, Oceanside, Chula Vista, all breaking records in terms of the heat that we saw for our Wednesday, for our February 4th. Now we've made it to February 5th, and we're starting to see some changes. Cloud cover quickly rolling in overnight, allowing for an overcast start to the morning and temperatures to cool down a little bit more. Now we're still going to hold on to offshore Santa Ana winds, so mid 70s, upper 70s, maybe even a couple low 80s in the mix. But take a look at what's happening overhead. Those clouds are rolling in, a few sprinkles are rolling in too. So be prepared for a bit of a shift in the weather pattern for the next 3 days or so. Tomorrow and Saturday expected to be cooler days as well. Coming up, we'll talk more about what the Super Bowl could bring us over the course of Sunday and chance for rain that could arrive by early next week. Back to you.
Cooler air, music to my ears. All right, let's go ahead and start things off in the Kearney Mesa area where we are tracking a car reportedly crashing into a center divide. It's going to be on the 52 West right at Convoy, and it could cause some slowing as you make your way inbound, let's say from TR Santa if you're taking the 52 towards UTC. Let's go ahead and zoom on out. Per usual, we're seeing pretty nice drives across the region. As we take a live look outside, this is the 5 in both directions. You can see the twinkling lights of the Coronado Bridge in the distance, meaning visibility in really good shape. Unfortunately, we are seeing a good amount of brake tapping as you make your way northbound. This is from National City headed towards the Coronado Bridge, and things are already starting to pick up. This is the 163 in both directions, right below the 8 as you make your way into Hillcrest or downtown as you pass, again, that 8 interchange just south of Friars Road. About a 20-minute ride headed southbound in from Oceanside to Del Mar, an 18-minute ride headed in from Escondido to the 163 merge. Netta.
Vanessa, thank you very much. And now new this morning, one person is dead after being hit by a car. This happened downtown just after 9 o'clock last night on the 6th Avenue off-ramp from the 5 freeway. San Diego police say the driver, who hit the pedestrian remained at the scene and is cooperating with California Highway Patrol. The off-ramp is back open this morning. Today, another push towards improving the South Bay sewage crisis. We're expecting another visit from the Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Lee Zeldin.
And it comes after County Supervisor Paloma Aguirre sent him a letter requesting an update. CBS 8's Jenny Day live in Imperial Beach with all the details here. Good morning.
And it is a beautiful morning. The ocean and the pier behind us, people already out walking. But you and I both know this has been a public health and environmental issue for decades. Progress is being made, but so many people say not quickly enough. So the former IB mayor, current county supervisor Paloma Aguirre, is asking for more help from the federal government to improve air and water quality. Again, the administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency will be in town today, and she hopes he actually meets with residents who are most impacted by the pollution here near the Tijuana River Valley. Sewage continues to flow in from Mexico, and that has led to contaminated air, polluted water, and beach closures that have forced businesses to close. Lee Zeldin, the EPA administrator, was actually here this past April and took a tour of the South Bay International Wastewater Treatment Plant, saying he could not imagine living with the smell, breathing this air in. He even compared it to the dangers of post 9/11 New York. So he does say that he remains committed to working with our partners in Mexico and our partners here to create solutions for real lasting change. So we will certainly keep you posted on what comes out of today's meeting. Live this morning in IB, Jenny Day, CBS 8.
Anything going now to an update this morning. California's new political landscape will remain in place as the midterm elections approach.
The Supreme Court rejected an emergency request by California Republicans and the Trump administration to block California's new congressional map. Here's the CBS 8's Chris Groh live in studio with what this means for this hotly contested local race here. Yes, San Diego impacted, Chris.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people thought that once these were redrawn, that essentially they'd be shoo-in Democratic wins. But some analysts are saying that that's not necessarily the case. So let's start with the news of what happened. We, of course, see that the Supreme Court went ahead and decided that they would deny an emergency request to block California's redistricting plan. There was just an unsigned order with no justices dissenting. We spoke with our political analyst who says that this doesn't come as a surprise because the court already ruled the newly redrawn Texas map could be used. In that case, conservative Justice Samuel Alito, you see there, wrote that both Texas and California adopted these new congressional maps for political advantage, which the court said could not be the basis for a federal lawsuit. Our analyst tells us this doesn't mean the end to future challenges. While many believe this means an easy win for Democrats in these redrawn districts, the expert we spoke with believes that one of the potentially competitive races could be here in San Diego County in the battle for California's 48th congressional district.
That's not guaranteed. I mean, these districts, some of them are going to be competitive. And Darrell Issa is campaigning hard. He's usually got resources at his disposal. And, you know, he may be one of the guys that survives.
Yeah, that was Gary Dietrich there speaking as an analyst for us. Now, the midterm elections take place in 9 months. Eric?
Chris, thanks. And now an update this morning on San Diego's budget deficit. The city is facing a nearly $7 million shortfall this year, which is better than the earlier outlook that showed a $17 million deficit. The news came at a budget committee hearing yesterday that parking revenue at Balboa Park fell nearly $9 million short of expectations. Part of that was driven by the delayed rollout of the new fees. Hotel taxes came in at more than $7 million under the expected number. And fire and transportation overtime costs ran higher than expected.
No doubt, on my end at least, that we're in a situation where we have to make tough decisions and that those tough decisions will have consequences.
The city did get some good news, an $8 million insurance settlement from the old library flooding, but next year is shaping up to be even more challenging, with projections showing a gap of $105 million.
Okay, here we are at 6:07. Is today going to be anywhere near as hot as yesterday?
It will still be above average. We'll
Okay.
exceed average by about 10 degrees or so, maybe up to 15 degrees. But yesterday we were surpassing average by 20 degrees or more. So we will not be as hot as yesterday, but it will still be a warm one out across the county. One thing that's stopping us from being as hot is that big increase in cloud cover. You can see how closer to San Diego. We've even got a little bit of green popping up there on the screen, meaning some scattered showers, especially off toward our local mountains. Some of those could bleed toward the coast as well. Now, on top of the cloud cover that is being rolled in, we also have this wind advisory. This was in effect yesterday. It's because of the offshore Santa Ana winds. Nothing really new for us, but important to recognize that those winds are still staying offshore, coming out of the east. That's what's going to help to warm us up while we have those clouds rolling in. So we'll get all the way up to about 25 miles per hour on our wind gusts as we get toward about 10 a.m. Winds stay offshore all the way through noon, and that's also when that wind advisory expires. Afternoon, those winds die down pretty quickly, and they'll also shift back onshore, helping to give us a much cooler Friday and Saturday. That 5-day forecast shows it. Look at Friday and Saturday, those two coolest days of the next 5. Today is still a little bit warmer than average, with a few sprinkles in the morning hours, kind of two things going on at once. Cloud cover and showers would normally bring us down by a pretty decent margin, but when we have those offshore winds, we're still going to stay warmer. We get a little bit of a boost as a ridge builds in briefly for Sunday. Could be perfect for Super Bowl weather to be outside to watch. Then we start to dip down into the beginning of next week. Now, this could set us up for a chance for rain in the forecast as we get toward the middle of next week. You can see that chance steadily building to about 40% by Wednesday of next week. But in the meantime, today we've got a few showers that we're already watching out for. After today, that chance for rain really drops down significantly, especially for Sunday and Monday, as we see that weak ridging occur. And then that chance for rain will steadily start to climb as another trough of low pressure makes its way into the region. All in all, fantastic weekend still lined up, but be prepared for a little bit of a sway in temperatures that involves those cooler temperatures primarily for Friday and Saturday, and then a warm up that will come briefly as we make our way into Sunday. I want to send things over to Vanessa Paz. She's checking in on traffic as we start off our Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, almost to the end of the week. It looks like we're so far so good. Again, we just have this crash on the 52, and that may slow things down for you if you're making your way towards Kearney Mesa near Convoy, westbound, passing the 15 and the 163. Unfortunately, Look at this palm tree just completely in the way here. This is typically a view of the 5 in both directions. I don't even know what we're looking at here. Let me see. Let me actually step back. This is the 5. This is in one of the directions. I think it's facing the exit there, right at 6th Avenue. But so far, things are fairly quiet. This is the 78. This is usually bottlenecked towards Nordal in from Escondido. And you can actually see that we're smooth sailing in both directions at this hour. 20-minute ride in to get you in from Oceanside to Del Mar, about 20 minutes in from Escondido to the 163 merge. That's for those southbound drives headed in from the North County. And as we pull up quickly, a couple of the drives in from the East County, 8 west from La Mesa to Mission Valley, 10 minutes at last check. 52 west traveling in from Santee towards Tierra Santa. Pretty nice drive. Overall 9 minutes. Average speeds about 64 miles per hour, so no major issues there. At 6:11, let's go ahead and take a look at your border wait times and see what's happening. We are tracking about an hour 10 to get you across from San Ysidro's port of entry, and a little worse from Otay Mesa's port of entry, about an hour and a half. So you may want to opt for San Ysidro's entrance versus Otay.